Hello and welcome to the Blue Shadow Podcast. My name is Joey.
I am Dan, and today we are going to do something a little bit different. So as you guys may have seen online, there's this trend going around where you assemble a team with $15, and the characters are tiered from a list of descending order from $5, $4, all the way down to $1. And Joey and I gave each other a little prompt, and we are going to assemble a team based on the characters in the list. So, a couple of the rules and stipulations of the characters. The characters are all canon characters who have the power that they have in the image that was used. So, for example, there is a picture of Luke in Return of the Jedi, and that is what Luke you're getting. So, there are no rules with the amount of how you spend the money. You can choose three $5 characters if you wish. You could choose really any makeup. You decide on how many characters you want, how big you want your team to be, and really what the general makeup of your team is.
I'm very excited about this.
So, yes, me too. So, let's jump right into it.
You're going first, right?
Joe, yep. Joey tasked me with this situation that I need to choose a team to go to an uncharted planet to find a powerful force artifact. However, the local population is a warrior cultured, prepared to defend their belonging. So this
Ooh,
is a little tough for me because at first glance, I kind of think I need powerful warriors. And but after giving a little bit more thought, I don't think that's the way I want to go.
interesting.
So I am going to be a little bit basic. I am going to choose one from every category, and then I'll explain my reasoning for each
Intriguing.
one.
All right, who you
And
got?
I'll go from the bottom up.
Okay.
So if you guys are not watching the audio version of this, if you're just, excuse me, not watching the visual component,
Hmm.
just audio, the $5 characters are Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, Yoda, and Emperor Palpatine. The $4 characters are Season 7 Clone Wars Ahsoka Tano, Mace Windu, Kylo Ren, Princess Leia, and Count Dooku. The $3 characters are Ezra Bridger from the end of Rebels, Rey, Han Solo, Din Djarin, and Boba Fett. The $2 characters are Chewbacca, Captain Rex, Finn, Poe, and Hondo Ohnaka. And the $1 characters are the droids of R2-D2, C3PO, Chopper, BB-8, and K2SO. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going droids first.
Okay.
I
Who we
feel
got?
like any Star Wars media has shown us that a droid is pretty important.
I'd agree.
So I'm taking K2SO with my $1, leaving me with $14 to go.
Do you want to go with explaining now, or do you want to kind of explain at the end once you got your crew assembled?
I'll explain at the end just on what role everybody has.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm actually going to pick two from the $2 here. Now I'm going to choose Captain Rex and Chewbacca, leaving me with $10 left.
I think these are good calls. We'll talk about it later.
From the $3, I'm going to choose Han Solo. And again, everybody's picked for a reason. So that leaves me with, that was what, $8. So I have $7 left. I
Not
can
much
work with
left.
that. No, it's not. So I'm actually going to use a $5 pick here.
All righty.
I'm going to take Darth Vader.
I'm not liking the chances of this local village.
So there we go. Gives me 5, 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So I have $2 left. If my math is correct.
Sounds good to me.
And to round it out, I'm going to take Hondo Onaka, my
Interesting.
little wild card.
This is quite
So
the crew you've assembled here.
it is. So I'm just going to go down the list of why I chose each character. K2SO, Droid. We've seen his power. He's intelligent. He's physically imposing, very strong. He can get a lot done.
He can. You got that. It's a great choice because of his intellectual and physical prowess at the same time.
Yes, I'm excited. I think he would be a great addition to the team. And I'm going to kind of skip around here. So I actually chose Han Solo for the Millennium Falcon. I think the Falcon would allow us to get close to where we need to go. It's
Hmm.
fast. It can hold everybody, where we have other pilots, but their ships aren't really nearly as big. It's a good area to plan, to stage. And he's competent. He's a competent pilot, can handle himself.
He is.
Chewbacca and Rex are my muscle. Um, really don't have to elaborate too much on that. Rex, the tactician, Chewie, pure muscle, also a good co-pilot, can really help us. And the meat and potatoes of my team, Darth Vader.
Thought you were going to say Hondo.
Not yet. He's the glue. He's the locker room guy. Darth Vader don't really have to say too much about him. Could probably do it on his own, probably,
I think that's a fair
but
assessment.
but he's worked with Rex, whether Rex knows it or not. Pretty strong with the Force, pretty ruthless. Will get us the artifact that we need. And then Hondo, the distraction, the cunning, the locker room presence, keeps the spirits up. Definitely would try and steal the artifact after we stole it,
I
but
was going
that's
to bring
okay.
that up, but he's not getting
It's
that
okay.
artifact from Darth Vader, right?
There's 5 other people to keep him in check. I just picture K2SO like pinning him against the wall.
While saying something really insulting.
Stop resisting.
I have a few comments.
Go right
Given
ahead.
your team, do you think they'd attempt a like peaceful resolution or to try and sneak in,
No,
or are they just the lightsabers on, Han's running around screaming, and Hondo's trying to like
I think
do whatever Hondo does?
I think Rex would try and would everybody would kind of defer to Rex. I feel like Darth Vader's just chilling,
Hmm.
just not really paying attention, sitting off on his own in the back of the Falcon. Rex trying to formulate a plan. Darth Vader's like, you know what, you guys go do it. I'll step in when I need to. They come up with this plan how they're going to try and sneak in, and Han's going to fly them as close as possible. Hondo's going to be the distraction. Chewie and Rex K2SO are going to go try and steal the artifact. Obviously, it goes haywire. It always does in a Star Wars mission. Like, I'm picturing this as a Clone Wars episode. I don't know about you.
Yes, with the most interesting assortment of characters we could find. Um,
And then I just pictured, go ahead.
no, no, you first.
I just pictured Darth Vader coming in, cleaning up, both metaphorically and literally.
Yeah, it's a very nice way of saying murdering a local population.
Yeah, when you put it like that.
That's all right.
But
I'm
that's
fond of
okay.
this team. I had a question for
I
you
feel like
as
it.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
As the host of the show,
Go
I was
ahead.
wondering if I could rate what I think of the success of this mission would be based on your choices.
Oh, go right ahead.
I'm asking for your permission. So, since I have it, I think this mission would have an 80% likelihood of being successful. And the only
Only
reason
80.
the
What?
Hondo is the only reason. I'm just kidding. I do think it would probably be 90-ish. but Hondo is the wild card, and I think he could either attract more of the local population that they might fight fending off, but I think they have a lot going on for them. The Han and Chewie relationship already there, Rex and Vader, in terms of like you said, their mysterious previous connection and Vader's power alone make it highly likely. But I think if something were to go wrong, it would 100% be Hondo's fault.
I also want to throw this out there. I don't think the rest of the team would have or any reservations about, just getting rid of Hondo themselves if he's causing an issue. I
I
know it's
think
a little dark, but
Chewie and Rex wouldn't be very happy about that
K2SO and Vader would be like, let's do it.
together. I love it.
Yeah.
I think this is a very good team. I think you made some great decisions given your prompt.
Thank you. I was excited about it.
You should be. All right. So, my prompt that Dan gave me is you need to infiltrate the Imperial Narcana 5 prison complex to break out a spy. But the Empire was tipped off that you're coming, so they will be on high alert. I thought this was a really spicy choice. I liked it a lot in terms of a
Thank
scenario.
you.
And I think you could have, much with yours as well, I think you could have went a number of different directions here. But I think
You definitely could, and that's why I chose it.
I think you might be surprised by my choices. So I'm gonna do just like you did. I'm gonna go from the cheapest to the most expensive here. I will say before I start, I when Dan sent me this picture that he had prepared earlier, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Ray is only a $3 character." I was a little mad, but in the end of the day, it worked in my favor. So it's all
Let's
good.
hear it.
And
It
and I will
and
say
it's Force Awakens, Ray.
it's true, and not just Force Awakens Ray. Jakku hasn't left Jakku yet. Force Awakens Ray, which is an important distinction. So, with that being said, yelling at Dan on the air side, I am going to start with my $1 picks. And I do not have one from every category here. So, kicking it off with an absolute bang, I am starting with Chopper. They
Yeah,
are
that's
they're already on high alert. He can't cause any more damage than they already know. So,
yeah.
Chopper is my starting point. We'll get to kind of the way that I see this going towards the end. But I then move on to BB-8. As you said, there's nothing more valuable, or Star Wars has taught us how valuable droids are, which is another reason why I picked K2SO. So this
Wow.
this puts me at $3 for our three droid companions here. And I know
You
it's a lot.
see? I'll hold my tongue. I'll hold
Okay.
my tongue.
So and I'll hold mine as well. I'll kind of move through like you did, and then we'll discuss. So again, recapping, my $1 picks were Chopper, BB-8, and K2SO, leaving me with having spent $3, $12 remaining. I have two picks from the number or the $2 category. The first is Chewbacca, all reliable, the muscle, just like you were talking about. And next is Poe Dameron, our pilot. I think we had similar concepts as to why you picked Han and why I picked Poe. I didn't think about the
Hmm.
specific vessel that they might be taking. I assumed it would be something stolen, an Imperial. But Poe is a wonderful pilot. Relative skill we'll leave aside. So again, that there I have just spent $4. So that is $7 down. My next pick is Ray for $3. Would you have been disappointed if I didn't pick Ray, Dan?
Maybe a little, just a tad.
Oh, and if you are not familiar with us, Ray is my favorite Star Wars character. I know that's kind of an unpopular opinion, but I love her. I think she's
But
fantastic.
it's becoming a more popular opinion.
It's true, and that makes me very happy. So, I'll again, I'll talk a little bit more about why I chose this specific to people at the end. But we have $3 out of the way, we have $4 out of the way, and then with Ray we have three. So that's six, seven, eight, nine, 10. That leaves me with one pick left. I'm just double checking my own math here, and that last
Hmm.
pick is in fact Anakin Skywalker. So
Chosen one.
before I dive into my thoughts on why, do you, Dan, have any surprises for like Dan kind of knows my general Star Wars flow, and I think there's probably some characters that he's surprised I didn't pick. Is there anyone surprising you looking at this just off the cuff?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick Ahsoka.
I wanted to, but then I was like, I was working my way up, and I realized I wanted all of these people I had previously, and I was like, well, let's just take Anakin, because at the end of the day, I was gonna either pick R2 and Ahsoka or Anakin. I love 3PO, but I think he might have been a little bit of a liability on this mission, so he wasn't
Yeah.
coming. But the way that I see this going is Chopper gets himself a nice little Imperial paint job that's been proven to work before. I don't know that it would work as well
Hmm.
because this is like a high security prison. BB-8 and K2SO will kind of serve K2. Let's start with K2SO. Imperial droid can blend in, gonna be able to assist in moving around the base unseen, hopefully. And then BB-8, kind of the wild card. I think BB-8 and Chopper could wreak some havoc together. But I think that he would, again, all these droids would prove valuable at accessing and manipulating all the like electronic components of the base. Poe obviously is going to fly you there. Chewie can help with defense, and again, he's just a great friend to keep everyone together and the morale high. He and Poe cannot play hollow chess though, because they Finn and Poe are convinced he's cheating. I chose Rey specifically in this context because I think she has a very clear knowledge of like mechanics and like getting around stuff. So, and her scavenging experience could make her valuable in terms of like crawling around the ductwork and sneaking around the base. And finally, Anakin, just because he's Anakin, I mean, if things go haywire, which as you said, they will, Anakin will be able to clean up shop real easy. And I know
Hmm.
implying Narkina 5 is that we're plucking these characters out of time, obviously. So
Yeah.
Anakin is super powerful. I think that this crew is relatively like I don't see many conflicts arising here. I think maybe Poe and K2SO might brush up a little, but BB-8 would calm them down.
Hmm.
That I think
Oh
it's
yeah.
hopefully a cohesive unit. So as the prompt writer, what do you think about this one?
I think it can go very wrong very quickly if because remember, Narkina 5 has electrified floors.
It's true.
So would the droids be able to go on the floor?
It's an excellent question. I can fight you there with BB-8 and Chopper. Chopper can
BB-8,
Chopper can fly. I don't,
yes.
and BB-8 can do his little cable thing.
Hmm.
K2SO might be left as a casualty though to that.
But like you said, they he would blend in. So I just don't know. Excuse me, I just don't know, would that work? Are droids able to walk freely in there? Or would the floor be turned off as they're walking? Would they get the little booties too?
I like the question there is like how undetected would they be able to go, and
Hmm.
would the electricity damage them? I think those are some major variables.
Yes.
What about their organic
I
counterparts?
They stick out like sore thumbs. I think Poe would have the best chance of blending in. Um, I guess it really depends on how quickly could they get to the control center.
So here's my logic with this is you already said that they're on high alert. They're ready. I kind of
Yes.
envision a fight, kind of like you're playing a Jedi Fallen Order Jedi Survivor mission. You're gonna just
Hmm.
run into that Imperial facility, start combing people down, and then hopefully leaving with your spy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my
That's
my
fair.
thought. So what do you think about the likelihood of success here?
I really think it's 50-50.
Wow, that's low.
It really depends on that floor, man. If they're expecting you, you have to find a way to disable the floor so your organics can
And I
walk.
think my droids would be able to do that.
Yes.
I look to the
Like
I
I
look
feel like
I was gonna say I look to the left and I don't see anyone more equipped. I see worse equipped. The Mandalorians would get extra fried in their Beskar.
they would. I would have picked, however, if this were me. You intentionally made it a point not to include him. I would have picked C-3PO as
Given
a
his
protocol droid.
and he is fluent in several forms of communication.
Yes.
I
And
thought
he's a god.
I ignored this one, but I was gonna pick the Emperor and be like, just him. He's gonna walk in, free the spy. But that's not Sheev like. I
No.
think your estimation discredits the strength of those droids to get in and make action happen.
Again, I don't disagree with that. I just think that there's a lot of variables in play. For example, how high alert are they? Like if they're in a total lockdown,
Well, then
any
Anakin
unrecognizable.
Anakin cuts a hole through the wall and kills everyone.
Yeah, I know. I think it would be very tough. In this, when I wrote this, I envisioned a more stealth approach.
The high alert scared me. And
And that's okay.
I don't necessarily I think the droids are my way of trying stealth before things inevitably go wrong. But I
Hmm.
don't necessarily, maybe other than C-3PO, think anyone on this list would inherently be great at stealth.
I think Ahsoka would be better.
Then Anakin probably, yes, at stealth. And
Yeah.
Boba Fett could just levitate above the floor with his little jetpack. So maybe there is that. Not very subtle, but would solve the floor problem. Anything else to add, Dan?
No,
I thought this was a pretty fun idea. I really liked it.
me too. And I think it's very easy to make this into a little series.
It really is. If you enjoyed this series, please, or the first episode of this now series, please let us know what you think. Who would you have picked? Do you agree with us? Do you think we're absolutely insane? Do you think Ray should have been a higher value item? Probably, even
You're
in the.
lucky she wasn't a two.
Yeah, I know. I'm biased. Okay.
Considering it was as powerful as they were in the picture.
Yeah, he put his favorite character at 4, and he put my favorite character at 3.
Did,
I
did
see
I
how it
pick
is.
them? Did I pick him?
You did not.
Did I pick anybody on the four?
Nathan? No, I don't think I picked a 4 either.
No, the
Intriguing.
fours were, and we had some pretty strong contenders in this
I
race too.
wanted Kylo, but I was like, he's way too brash.
He would have, Kylo would have been perfect because he would have been Matt the radar tech.
Interesting. 2 episodes in a row that we've recorded where Dan brings up Matt the radar technician.
Yeah,
It's a good
it's
one.
okay.
All right. Well, with that, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you are willing or new to us at all, please consider giving us a subscription or leaving us a comment or review on YouTube or the podcast platform of your choice. Um, consider giving us a follow on Twitter or X at Blue Shadow Pod or on Instagram at Blue Shadow Podcast. And with that, we thank you so much for your time. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much.